Alrighty, watch fans, time for another Hotness pick, and up for you this time is going to be the Zavtra T-37 Blowout. Now, because I know a lot of you are very astute, you may be saying, this video is starting out a little bit different. What's going on here? Well, I record my videos as the last thing for the sales page to be able to bring you a Hotness pick. And of course, Mr. Murphy rears his ugly head, and I had a catastrophic hardware failure. But not to fear, we are on to plan B, and we will accomplish this. So, the very beginning of this is going to show you the two watches we have in part one. There's two parts because we have two watches as a part of the Zavtra T-37 Blowout. One is an automatic, which is this one. The video below this is going to be the quartz. This watch is $121. And I'm really excited about this because this is a collaboration between two of my very good friends in the watch industry. Liang from Android, aka the Mad Sifu, and Craig Hester, aka the Watch Comrade, who is the co-owner with his wife, of course, of Russia to All, bringing you Vostok Europe and Nesterov and Sturmansky and several other brands. So we're going to take a deep look into this. The first couple of minutes is going to be the very brief overview, and then for those of you that want more information, we're going to take a more detailed look and review at the T-37. So let's take a short overview of exactly what we've got up for you. Alright, so as a quick overview of these timepieces, let me give you the quick specs, if I can. So case diameter on this is going to be 48 millimeters in case diameter, so it is that Goldilocks size, as I call it. Folks with smaller wrists and larger wrists can wear this equally well. It's a nice size timepiece. It's just in between the mid-size and not quite, in my opinion, into the really oversized timepieces at 50, 52, 55, 63, whatever it is that you've got going on. So this is really going to work for you very well. One of the important things about this, it is powered by the Miyota 9015 automatic movement. Now this is a three-hand automatic movement from obviously Miyota, Japanese brand, designed to compete, you've heard me talk about this many times, with the ETA 2824 and the 2892 automatic movement, 28,800 vibrations per hour, so a very smooth sweep of the second hand. You've got grade A mother of pearl being utilized on the dial on both of these. Very unique colors, and they look fantastic. We've got some loom shots coming up in just a moment. The bracelet on this is a very wide, 24 millimeters wide, and it's a very thick bracelet, solid 316L stainless steel bracelet that's been done on there. Two different tones, silver tone and brushed. We'll show you what this looks like in a moment. Designed to look like a tank track, again something we'll get into, but that's just the quick specs. Superluminova being utilized on the hands and the hour markers, and the watch is about 16 to 17 millimeters in thickness, and the bracelet length unsized is going to fit like a 9.5 inch wrist. So unless you've just got monster sized wrists, this is going to work for you. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the two color options that are available with the T-37. Alright, so here's option number one that we're looking at with the automatic version of the T-37. Again, the Miyota 9015 24 jewel three-hand automatic. This one, the two big differences between this version and the second is going to be the dial and the bezel colors. Now the dial, as you can see, is mother of pearl. This is going to come to you and really look like a silvery storm cloud, bluish black. It's a phenomenal look to that. And as mother of pearl, you can see the orient. Now that's the different colors you see coming out of the dial. For instance, I see some purplish pink, some greens, some yellow that's playing out of that. So it looks absolutely fantastic. And again, remember, superluminova on the hour markers and on the hands and into the bezel as well. Now, speaking of the bezel, you can see the intricate work that has been done there as far as the texture, the screws that have been inset, the stations or rider tabs that have been done at the 12, 3, 6, and 9 o'clock positions. This is going to be option number 1 with all of the specs that I mentioned. Now this is option number 2 in the automatic version of the T-37 Blowout, and this one, as you can see, has a different color dial, still mother of pearl. So this is military meets elegance. That's one of the taglines that they used, and I really agree with that. This is going to be a silvery white mother of pearl, and it's just absolutely phenomenal. If you look up around the 11 o'clock position, you can see some greens that's coming out of that, some pinkish purple as well. If you go down between the 5 and the 6 o'clock position, you see some blues, some light blue that's popping out of that. And I gotta tell you, if you put a gun to my head and said, Mike, you gotta pick one hotness pick over the other, this would probably be it. I mean, it's just that good looking. Now, notice the bezel. And by the way, that is a unidirectional rotating bezel, and one of the nicest ones I've seen, by the way. No slop, meaning back and forth motion of that. It's very stiff. You're not going to knock it out of alignment. And if you do, you're probably going to be damaging the watch. But this is option number 2, unplated, meaning silver tone of the 316L stainless steel on the bezel. You've got the same superluminova, and then you've got the silvery white mother of pearl, which, again, if there's a hotness pick in the hotness pick, I'm going with this one. Of course, your mileage may vary. Now, let's go ahead and take a little bit more of a detailed review of this particular timepiece for those of you that are interested. For those of you not, you've got your 2 options. Make your purchasing decision. $121, Miyota 9015, mother of pearl, wing plus Craig in a watch. Yeah, hotness. Now, I said that the Zavtra T-37 was designed, and the tagline they were using is military meets elegance. And obviously the elegance, the use of the automatic movement, the Miyota 9015, the mother of pearl, all of that. But where does the military come in? And I said it was a tank. Well, what you're looking at is the Russian T-37 tank that was originally designed by a British company called Vickers. If you know your World War I history, Vickers made a machine gun that was very popular during the World War I era. But they were designing this amphibious tank, meaning from water to land or land to water. Either way, the first one, the British military was very interested in it. The British military ended up not going with it, and the Russians became interested, and that's how this became a Russian tank, in use from about 1933 to 1939. Now, the design aspects I quickly want to point out to you so that you'll keep in mind as we take a look at some other shots of this. First of all, look at the track going around the wheels. That's going to be utilized in the bracelet. Then look at the pair of wheels at the bottom, and then come up and look in between them. See that, what looks like kind of a spring? You're going to see that kind of a design used on the unidirectional rotating bezel, either in the black IP or the silver tone of the stainless steel. And also, in my opinion, the turret. Now that's up at the top with the red stripe and the machine gun sticking out of the front of it. I see that as well. One other thing that I don't have an image of is the clock that was used inside of the tank. Craig Hester actually went out and was able to get one of the original clocks that was inside of that, and a lot of the dial designs and layouts, as much as you can do with a movement. You can't move around subdials and whatnot, but you'll see that inspiration done there as well. So when we say military meets elegance, this is the design inspiration, the T-37. Okay, now after showing you just a moment ago the inspiration, the actual tank, here's a great shot of the bezel, part of the case, a little bit of the bracelet with the end link that's been done there. But let's start with the bezel very quickly first. I want you to notice the ribbed or textured area at the top of the bezel where you see the screws inset and also the rider tabs or the stations that have been done on that. You can see the 30 there very clearly, which would be the 6 o'clock position on the dial. Very much like those springs that I was mentioning in between the pairs of wheels that had been done on that. Then the bezel itself, to me, reminds me a great deal of the turret that had been done on that particular timepiece. Then if you come directly below that 30 station or rider tab down into the end link, you'll see the great two-tone detail, two-tone meaning brushed plus high polish. That's the start of the bracelet that was designed after the tank track, which I'll show you in just a moment in greater detail. One of the other things in there again is the clock. You can't really see that done here, and I apologize for not having that image. But lastly, very quickly, look at the edge. Look above the bezel, above that ribbed area. Look at the edge of that beveled bezel, or crystal, excuse me, that has been done on that. Hardened mineral crystal, front and back. I'll show you the back that's been done on there. Very, very cool as well. But almost a Hester-like kind of a look to that, antiqued look, frosted finish that's been done on that. So a great look, and again, as I said, part of the design inspiration of the T-37 amphibious tank. Now here's a little bit of a better look of the bracelet itself, that tank tread bracelet in the two-tone finish. But let me say one thing very, very quickly. I'm using this image as an example only. This watch is not available. Notice the blue dial with the silver tone bezel. Not available. So please don't try to order this or send emails. This is for example purposes only. But notice the beautiful bracelet work that has been done on that. And again, trying to give the image of the tank track design. Very, very thick, solid 316L stainless steel that's been used on here. The brushing and the polishing on this is utterly amazing. Okay, so here's a shot of the back of the watch, and the first thing I want you to notice is the exhibition case back, the crystal itself, which again is a impact resistant hardened mineral crystal that's been done on that. But notice there you can see not only the movement, the Miyota 9015 24 jewel automatic movement with the rotor, but the tank, the T-37 amphibious tank that has been etched on the back side of the crystal. Remember, that was the design inspiration. Looks exactly like that other image I just showed you a few moments ago. Go directly up from that to the crown of the watch. Notice it is a very large, oversized crown that's been done on that. It has these angled grooves that have been cut into that because it is 500 meters water resistant. It is a screw down crown, but very easy to use. And just having, by the way, for those of you that don't know, an exhibition case back on a 500 meter water resistant timepiece is a big deal. And I hate to use a pun here, but when you see that, you know that watch is built like the proverbial tank. And in this case, the T-37 tank. Notice the bracelet as well. You can see how it is cut from this side as a single piece link, imitating or giving you the look of a 5-piece multi-link bracelet. Very, very thick, solid 316L stainless steel. You can see the diver's flip lock safety class there towards the bottom of the image. 3 micro adjustments that have been done on that. Full tang. Diver's flip lock safety class, so very secure on the wrist. And as I said, about a 9.5 to 9 3/4 inch wrist can fit into this out of the box before you even begin to size it. So just about anybody can wear this. Okay, we're almost done here, but I did want to point out a couple of things through this profile look from the crown side of the case. First of all is a little piece of trivia. Notice the crown itself. See that kind of lightning bolt slash arrow that's there? The original design inspiration for Zavtra wasn't the T-37. Now they wanted to do the T-37, but Craig Hester really likes the Yak-9 Russian airplane, and that is kind of the logo, the symbol that they used on the Yak-9. So in what Craig will tell you is that on every design of a Zavtra you will see that Yak-9 arrow at least once somewhere on the dial. In this case, it's on that high polished crown, and it's been etched on there. And also the little fold over tab on the diver's flip lock safety class, the actual flip lock that comes over, you'll find on yours when you get it home, also has that Yak-9 lightning bolt or arrow that's been done on that. Now, the other thing I want you to notice very quickly is on either side of the crown, doesn't make any difference. Notice the vertical brushing, meaning that brushing is going from top to bottom or from bezel to case back. That is a more expensive polishing option or finishing option that has been done on the T-37. And when you see that on any timepiece, it is more expensive because it is more time consuming compared to a horizontal finish. Notice on the right hand side as you're looking at it, see the bracelet link that's there? Notice how it goes from left to right or from side to side, not top to bottom. That's a little bit of a quicker finish. And then you've got the two-tone, the high polish look. Look at the edge of the unidirectional rotating bezel. Look at the crown, the high polish work. A lot of detail work, a lot of time actually went into this. So a great look, but now you know a little piece of trivia about this watch as well. Okay, just one more thing I wanted to show you before we wrap up this detailed review of the Zavtra T-37, and that's the custom packaging that comes with this. And I just wanted to show you that this wasn't overlooked either. What you're seeing here, obviously, we talk about military inspiration, military meets elegance. Russian military inspiration with the T-37 inspiration. All of that that's going on here is reflected in the camouflage, that military camouflage that's been done on this. So to the left side you're going to see the sleeve that the box fits inside of, and then it's a top loading box, meaning the camouflage piece you see on the right lifts straight up and off, and inside of that box is going to be your timepiece of choice on a very nice pillow, your warranty information, your little manual that's going to come with that. All of that is there. So for $121, you're not missing anything, all the way down to the custom packaging that had to be made for this timepiece as well to represent that military inspiration. So thanks for taking a look. $121 for a Miyota 9015 mother of pearl and 500 meters water resistance. Can't beat that, guys. I hope you jump on it, get the color of your choice, or quite frankly grab both. Thanks for taking a look.